The reason we're asking about
Hashtag office pranks.
is there's an office prank that could end up costing a company money. A boss placed a Chucky doll in front of Deborah Jones's office, and now she is suing. She says it caused her PTSD.
Oh, no.
This harmless
Hashtag office pranks.
a Chucky doll. I worked with a guy deathly afraid of Chucky, and that was like a big thing. That anytime there was any kind of doll, we would put it in his office and be like,
Hashtag office pranks.
601-995-1017 if you want to tell us about one of your best office pranks.
So I was lucky to be a part of this, but you reminded me saying how radio stations are notorious for pranking. My first ever radio station, I was just a baby little intern for a morning show, and we were almost always the victim of this prank. But there was a cardboard cutout of a wrestler, and it looks like he had a weapon in his hand. So they loved to leave it either in our office or our studio. So first thing in the morning, you flip the lights on, you see somebody standing there with a weapon and like,
Hashtag office pranks.
I think that's been done in every single radio station across the country. For me, it was Liam Pattinson, Taylor, one of the vampire.
Pattinson?
Yeah, that one. One of the
Twilight guy?
Yep. Had a big cardboard cutout of him, and he would scare everybody at my first radio station.
Would they put his face in the window to scare you sometimes too? Did they ever do that one?
I don't know if they did that one. What they would I got pranked all the time at my first job. I was like 18 years old.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was a law that somebody had to be in the building 24/7. The building could never be empty. So I was the Saturday night into Sunday morning guy, and people would come just to prank me. They would bang on the windows. One time, they got the engineer of the building to tell me, hey, I need you to go back in this room where there were people waiting for me.
Oh, no, that's so mean.
Hashtag office pranks.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. Natty says, last night, everyone on my team stayed over to cover the entire office in aluminum foil, chairs, desks, computer, everything. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Hashtag office pranks.
Love that.
I loved this from Chris. He put this on our Facebook page and said, I was laid off from a 5-year job at a law office the week before Christmas. So I bought a pack of construction paper and faxed the office every black sheet I had, maybe 15 sheets. The extremely wet ink-soaked paper gummed up and ruined their very expensive fax/copier.
Hashtag office pranks.
I love that. This one's great because it says, don't use my name. This is really inappropriate. But years ago, when we worked in the hospital, we had this fake plastic turd. We would put it somewhere and then tell a student they have to clean it up. Once they hesitated, we would say, good grief, and just pick it up with our bare hands.
Ew.
They would freak out.
Hashtag office pranks.
I love these. Crystal says, moved a coworker's car to another parking lot, and she thought her car got stolen.
Hashtag office pranks.
I think I've been a part of those type of pranks before. They're fun.
This is why I'm glad I don't bring my glasses to work. Rain says hiding someone's glasses that is notorious for lying them down and walking off.
Hashtag office pranks.
I love it. Felicia said, we wrapped our GM's car in Christmas wrapping paper and had him go out to get it and see it.
Hashtag office pranks.
I mean, that's a harmless one. I like that.
Landon giving a little bit of a warning for his. He says it's always fun for lawn maintenance to hide in a bush and scramble out barking, maybe grab an ankle if you can to scare the poo out of a fellow worker. Do not try this if they have a weed eater in hand.
Hashtag office pranks.
And finally, Ashley says, I hid one of those noisemaker crickets near a coworker's desk. It just went off at random times. Every week or two, I would move it. This went on for about 2 months before he finally found it.
Hashtag office pranks.
These are so great.
That makes me think of my favorite moment in the show Tires that's on Netflix right now. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. As soon as the cricket thing happens, you'll be like, that's what Allison was talking about.
There you go.
Adam and Allison in the morning.